Hey everybody, Jane Bellante, brand ambassador for Paint Pixie. I have this piece here, I don't even know what it was used for. The top opens up and it's all the way open on the inside. There's a strange drawer here, and then there's a little cupboard opening on the bottom. And so I am going to give this a little makeover using the Paint Pixie Magical Chalk Paint in Blue Java Banana. So I've got my Dusty and I've got the Blue Java Banana ready to go. My initial idea here is that I think I want this to be really, really distressed. So I'm just going to start applying the paint. So as I'm going along here, I'm going in different directions with my brush, and that's creating some really fun texture. And as it dries, it's going to give me some clues as to where I'm going to distress it with my sandpaper even more. So I am just going to continue to paint the piece. I love painting with Dusty because it fits in my hand so nice, and it really covers a wide area. So I've got a bit of a drier brush now, so I'm really just changing the pressure on my brush depending on what I'm doing. So I don't have a ton of paint on it, so if I want to get a little bit more paint down here, I'm going to have to change the pressure to be pretty heavy. And then I go back and kind of get a really, really wispy texture, or wispy pressure, I should say, in the areas where I just want to smooth out the brush strokes. What I love about the Paint Pixie Magical Chalk Paint is that it's self-leveling. So if you leave some wonky brush strokes, as it dries, it levels itself out. So it's really, really user-friendly. If you've never painted furniture before, this is a great paint to start with. You will fall in love with it. Okay, I'm just gonna paint the top and then I'm gonna let it dry. And then I'm gonna come back and distress. So this is dry and I just have my sanding sponge here, and I buy them at the medium grit. This one is well used. It's probably between a medium and a fine now. And I'm just going to distress some of the edges, and then if I'm using more of a flat application, it's gonna distress really easily where the paint was very thin. And so when I said before, it's going to inform me where to distress, I can really see the areas that the paint is not on heavy. And it'll help me get that really super distressed look that I'm looking for. Okay, so I thought I would add this stencil, and I'm going to really distress this as well. I've got the Magical Chalk Paint in Mud Pie. And I'm just holding this on because the stencil is too big for the area, so I can't really tape it up. So I'm just being very careful. And I'm using a very dry brush so I don't get any bleed through underneath, one. And two, I don't want this to be really super pronounced. I want it to look like it's really, really old. Love it. So cute. I'm gonna put the bottom area that didn't fit over here on the drawer. Just gonna set it in there. Mud Pie looks perfect with the blue Java banana. Oh, cute. I love it. I needed one more thing for balance from here to here to here, and so I'm just going to do the green inside of this circle. So adorable. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna distress these just a little bit, and then I'm going to wax. Okay, so the stenciling is dry, and I'm just gonna take this sander and I'm gonna scuff it up a little bit so it looks a little worn, a little older. I'm really liking it, so it looks like it's just kind of, you know, worn away throughout the years. So I've got the Paint Pixie clear wax called the Bee's Knees in Icicle, and I am just going to wax this entire thing. I love how the wax brings out the grain of the wood, and it just gives a really nice balance between the paint and the wood grain. And it really, really makes that paint color pop too. That blue Java banana. So this is looking pretty good. I am going to let this dry completely overnight, and then I'm going to come back and buff it with the awesome buff brush. This is buff, and it is absolutely magical. You let your wax dry. I usually let it dry for 24 hours. And then instead of grabbing a rag and really working hard to buff your wax, buff will take care of the job really, really fast. So let me move you up a little bit closer and I will show you how it works. So I'm just doing a back and forth motion, and you may not be able to see the sheen that buff creates over the camera here, but let me tell you, it is beautiful and so fast. I'm already done with that area. Holy moly, that is it. Buff is awesome. It goes so fast. Look at how big this is. And despite the fact that it's so large, it's not a heavy brush. It really, really makes short work of your buffing.